Hello everyone, welcome to the Merchant Seaman community where men and women are not alone at sea, because the Merchant Seaman community is here for he or she. Before I get started, you guys and gals, please take 10 seconds, hit the like button, please share the video, please leave a comment, please subscribe so you'll be notified when I release new videos. In today's episode, we'll be talking about how merchant seamen are paid and some of the benefits that they have. Now, let me say this, I'm not an accountant and I'm not rendering any kind of financial or legal advice. I'm just providing a video for educational and entertainment purposes. I also like to say when I'm going over this pay voucher, this is a pay voucher for SIU, Seafarers International Union. So this is how merchant seamen are paid if you're working under SIU. I don't know how the pay structure works for different organizations like MSC or private companies, but I imagine it's similar to this. Okay, so first thing we're going to take a look at, and I would suggest you guys break out your calculator and you guys can follow along with me, or you could go back and pause the video and break out your calculator and do the calculations then. But the first thing I want to talk about is the base wage. So you'll see on the very first line, it says on vessel and base. So that means you're on the vessel, you're working, and your monthly base wage is $3,899.21. Your monthly base wage. So that means, you work 30 days. It says units, but that's units just means days. So every month, every month you're going to be paid a base wage of $3,899.21. Okay, now, and once you divide this monthly base wage, by 30 days, then your daily rate is $129.97. So that's how much your daily rate is. And this daily rate and this monthly base wage is just based off of you working 8 hours a day for 30 days. This has nothing to do with overtime or anything. That's separate, and we'll get into that. So hope you guys and gals are clear on what the base wage is. Okay, now next thing we're going to be going over is overtime hours. Okay, so on the next line you see overtime, oiler maintenance, utility oiler. Okay, start date, end date. Okay, so this overtime right here, this means 180 hours of overtime. Up here, this meant 30 days, but right here, as far as overtime, this means 180 hours of overtime for the month. Okay, so we're gonna see how we got to that. So basically, like I was saying in the last video, you're working 12 hours a day, every day. So Monday through Friday, you get 4 hours of overtime every day. So Monday through Friday, 4 hours of overtime times 5 days, that's going to be 20 hours of overtime. Then you got, let me just bring my sheet over here so you guys can see. And then maybe you guys, So, okay, overtime hours. You got 4 hours of overtime Monday through Friday. So those 4 hours times 5 days is going to equal 20 hours of overtime. Okay. Then on most ships, on Saturday and Sunday, they consider the whole day overtime. So they're going to give you 12 hours of overtime on Saturday and 12 hours of overtime on Sunday. So 12 hours times 2 days equals 24 hours. Okay. Now, on most ships, they also, for the unlicensed merchant seamen, they allow you to write 1 hour overtime sanitary for cleaning your room. You get to write down 1 hour overtime every week. Officers, licensed merchant seamen, normally don't get 1 hour extra overtime because the SA cleans their room. Okay. So now, so you take 20 hours overtime Monday through Friday. Then you take the 24 hours overtime for Saturday and Sunday. Then total overtime per week would be, then you take the sanitary, 1 hour overtime for sanitary. So total overtime per week. Okay, 20 hours Monday through Friday plus 24 hours Saturday and Sunday plus the 1 hour for sanitary. That's 45 hours per week. And total overtime for the month, you take the 45 hours a week times 4 weeks, it gives you 180 hours. So that's how, okay, come back up here. That's how the overtime for 30 days, that's how the overtime came out to 180 hours. So now you're going to go over here, and this particular company, they paid $19.52. That was the rate they paid for overtime. So you take this $19.52 times the 180 overtime hours, and you get $3,513.60. Okay. Now, the next line item we're going to take a look at is penalty. Now, this one says penalty on watch, but this don't worry about on watch, off watch. We're just going to talk about what penalty is. Okay, so let's say, most ships, they have penalty pay. So penalty pay, like for example, on this ship, I think I was burning garbage. So like if you do any kind of dirty job, like, okay, for me, I work in the engine room. So because I was burning the ship's trash, then I had 10 hours. I had 10 hours of burning the ship's trash or doing what they call a penalty job. And that rate was at $9.66. So $9.66 times the 10 hours of penalty hours came out to $96.60. So like I was saying, for the engine room, like if you had to do, like I said, what they consider a dirty job, burning trash, doing anything with the MSD tank, which is the Marine Sanitary Device, I believe, but which is just like a holding tank where they hold like the urine and the feces, and they pump it up to this tank that's connected to this piece of machinery, and then that machinery cleans up the urine and the feces before it's dumped overboard. but it's only dumped overboard if they're, you know, because we're regulated through the Coast Guard. If it's, I think you gotta have to be like 25 miles off of land. But anyway, yeah, those are just examples of a penalty. If for somebody working out on deck, I believe if they had to go in and physically get down inside one of the cargo tanks, if they did any cleaning, that would be considered a penalty, and they would get paid extra for that. So, all right. Next line item is days pay in lieu of wage, or you'll hear referred to as 1 day in lieu of pay. Basically, what that means is, like I said, you know, on the ship, hey, we work 7 days a week, you know, every month. But they're saying that, okay, you're entitled to 1 day off a month, but if you don't take that day off, if you can, you know, continue to work every day, then you'll be paid for that 1 day you didn't take off. And normally, normally nobody takes a day off on the ship. So, you know, it's pretty standard that you would just get this pay. And let me clarify a little bit. Yeah, yes, we're working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, you know, you're going to get a lot of breaks during the day. It's not like you are constantly working 12 hours a day. Also, like I mentioned in another video, most ships on Sunday, you're only working 8 hours, but they still allow you to write in for, you're still going to get paid for 12 hours overtime, but you're only going to actually be working like 8 hours. And some ships, you know, you might only actually work like 4 hours. It just depends. Yeah. And, you know, if you're a good worker and you and your supervisor have a good understanding, you know, whenever the ship goes into port, which, you know, things are different now with COVID, but I'm talking about pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, you know, when the ship goes into port, if you, you know, told the first engineer, chief engineer, or hey, we're in port, if nothing is important is going on, do you guys mind if I leave at 1 o'clock and go to Walmart or go out to a restaurant? And yeah, most of the time it's not a problem. So yeah, so that's that. Let's see what else I want to talk about. Yeah, so now we're gonna put everything together here. So basically, let me get over a little bit. Yeah, so we got your base wage, which was $3,899.10, and then we have your base wage for the month. Then we have $3,513.60. That was the pay you received for all of your overtime for the month. And then we have $96.60 that you received for penalty pay. And then we have the $129.97 is the 1 day in lieu of pay. Okay, and that gives you a grand total of $7,639.27 for the month. After taxes, I think I was making like, after taxes, I was making like $6,400 a month on this particular ship. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, let's see what's the next thing we're going to talk about here. Okay. Next thing we're going to talk about, hold on, let me get the paperwork over here, is vacation pay. So this is This is separate. This is what I'm about to show you with the vacation check. This amount of money is totally separate from this amount of money. So basically, every ship, they have what they call vacation pay. Different ships, they pay different amounts for vacation pay. So every day that you work, every day that you work, they give you a certain amount of money that goes towards your vacation. And some ships, they pay you 30 days vacation pay. They'll pay you something for each day that you work on the ship. Some companies only pay you every month. They only pay you for 15 days of vacation pay every month. So every month they would only pay you for 15 days of vacation pay. And as far as SIU is concerned, Seafarers International Union, you would have to work on a ship at least 60 days in order to be eligible to receive a vacation check. So this particular company was like the first ship that I got paid as a merchant seaman. Yeah. And the rating is GUDE, which Goody, General Utility Decker Engine. We went over that in one of my other videos. If you didn't see it, go back and check it out. But Wiper and Goody, it's the same entry level position. Yeah, the only thing with the Goody, yeah, they can use you. Your primary duties are in the engine room, but they can use you in the deck department for tying up the ship and untying up the ship if need be. So now, so yeah, my first ship, entry level. See the rate of pay for 4 days. They gave me $48.12. The rate of pay for the next 5 days after that was same thing, $48.12. For the rate of pay for those 10 days totaled $49.08. So my total vacation days were 122 days. Yeah, I did 4 months and 2 days on that ship. So yeah, so as you can see, yeah, okay, let me go back. So yeah, 4 days, the rate of pay was $48.12, and then the amount was $192.48. And then you can go down and see, like, you know, all the other days. And yeah, so the total, or the gross, came out to $5,979.53 after taxes. I think I paid, yeah, I had to pay some dues too, my union dues, working dues, yeah, after taxes and then my union dues and everything. Yeah, the net pay was $3,341.21. So this is after, like I said, this is a separate check. So this vacation check is on top of, you know, what I already made here. And you get the vacation check, you know, after you get off the ship, and you would file for your vacation check, and then you would get this separate check. Now, another thing I want to talk about is taxes. Because you have like 20-something people on the ship, and let's say you have one person from New York, one person from Wisconsin, one person from California, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, you know, they can't, the payroll or accounting department for these ships, they're not going to calculate all those separate state taxes for each individual employee. So basically ships, when they pay you, you're not being taxed a state tax. So you want to make sure that you have enough federal taxes being taken out of your paycheck, that when you file for taxes, whatever amount of money you get back, let's say from income tax from your federal, the amount of money you get back will be enough to pay for your state taxes. So another thing with taxes, like I said, I'm not an accountant. You talk to your own CPA, or I'm not giving accounting advice, but this is just in my opinion. The way I look at taxes are like this. If you claim 0 in single, then they're going to take out the max amount of taxes they can take from you, and you'll probably actually end up overpaying the amount of taxes that you were supposed to pay. So at the end of the year, when you file your income taxes, yeah, you'll get some of that money back, but you won't get back all of the taxes that they took out. So my thing is, hey, you're on the ship, you're working, you're sacrificing, being away from your friends, your family. My thing is, I just want to pay my fair share of taxes. So I don't want to overpay. So let's say like when I get on a ship, because I'm married, I claim married, and then sometimes I claim 3 withholdings. Now it can get confusing because some people think of dependents and then they think of withholdings as the same thing. Wait a minute, I think I have thought I had another sheet I could show you with, but anyway, no, I'm not claiming 3 dependents. I'm claiming 3 withholdings, meaning that, okay, because I'm claiming 3, they're only going to take out a certain amount of taxes from my paycheck every pay period. So that way, every month, since they're not taking out as much taxes, because I'm not claiming married 0, every month, since I'm claiming 3 withholdings, not dependents, 3 withholdings, I get more of my money back every month. And what I would normally do is, whenever I got my vacation check, I would not spend it. I would just hold it, and if I did end up owing any taxes, state taxes or federal, then I could just pay it out of my vacation check. But it was many years that when it came to income tax time, let's say I may have only got like $300 back for income tax, but I was fine with that because at least I didn't overpay what I was supposed to pay in taxes, if that makes sense. So that's all I'm going to say about taxes. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the medical benefits. Okay, so how the medical benefits work with the SIU. Yeah, if you work like 90 days, at least 90 days a year, every year, then you'll get to keep your medical benefits. You don't have to pay anything for your medical benefits, and it will cover you. If you're married, your wife, it'll cover your kids. Once you reach a certain deductible, then it's like 90-10. Your insurance will pay for 90% of your medical bills, and then you'll be responsible for 10%. So yeah, that's how the medical part works. Another way to look at it as far as making money as a merchant seaman, okay, because you're living on the ship, so you're not paying rent, you're not paying for food because you're eating on the ship every day. You're not paying for gas because you're not driving anywhere. If you do have a mortgage, okay, well, your electricity bill might be a little bit less because you're not there, especially if you're single. Yeah, your electricity bill, water bill will be a whole lot less because you're not there. So all these savings, if you're on a ship, for like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, all this savings, it adds up. So that's another way that merchant seamen, in a way, make money. And lastly, I want to mention that also every ship that you work on, they put money aside for you for your pension. So if you, every ship that you work on, they put money aside for a pension for you. So one day if you were to retire, or I guess even if you didn't retire, I guess once you reach 62, every ship that you worked on, whatever money those companies put aside for you, you'll have access to that money. That's it for this video. Thank you guys and gals for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.